Matthew Lloyd!
With the deep dive today, we're going to look at the derbies, and it's going to be all about Fremantle and the West Coast Eagles. I want to go back to 1995. It was round 7. This is the first time a derby was ever held, and the Eagles won by 85 points. And it's great to look at the jumpers. It's even every time I see that, too, I go, look at those jumpers that they had the first time. They won the first 9 derbies, the West Coast Eagles, until the Fremantle Dockers actually won one. So it's fantastic. And here is the leaderboard. Paul Hazelby, what a player he was in some of those games. He's won 4 Ross Glendenning medals, Chris Judd 3, Lachie Neale 3, obviously Pavlich, Barlow and Shannon Hearn. We're going to take a look at some close derby finishes. And Paul Hazelby, that man, he was involved in this one, where Fremantle hadn't won too many over that time. You look at the score, they're down by 1 point. Hazelby, he was a big-time player, Paul Hazelby, and he went back this, kicked the goal. They were able to hang on for that victory. And Nath, we go to the Glendenning medal.
We saw Chris Judd have 3 Ross Glendenning medals. He got up and he was very unpopular with the Fremantle supporters when he got up to accept his 3rd.
And of the 4 judges, the tally of votes, no closer. And Chris Judd won his 3rd medal. And with all due respects, I think that's pretty unsavoury, ladies and gentlemen.
Popular decision.
That wasn't his most controversial moment, Ross Glendenning. In 2003, he awarded the medal to Michael Gardner. Gardner came 4th in the voting with 3 votes. Ashley Sampi got 11 votes, but he went against the judges and gave it to Gardner, which was very, very controversial at the time.
And he just still maintains he got every right to do so. It's my medal, he said, and I wanted to pick the player that I felt was best on.
Good on you, Roscoe. Well done. Close finishes, as you said. There's been a few. Have a look at this one here. Hayden Valentine. He has a shot on goal here. It's deliberate, was it, out of bounds? So Hayden goes back from 50. Look at the scores there, 63-65. This is after siren. It looks like it's a goal. It's a goal! And hits the post, and Hayden thought he'd kicked it. And, of course, it hit the post. That was one of the great finishes of all time.
And Nath, we're now going to look at some of the great goals from the derbies as well.
Some of the very best goals. Tony Modra. We think of Tony Modra as an Adelaide player, but he plays some really good footy. Have a look at this one up against Ashley McIntosh. Turned him inside out and then was able to put this one through. He was a marvel, Tony Modra. He was
a great player for Fremantle as well after the Adelaide Crows. And this one I love, Daniel Kerr. I think we forget just how good this guy was as a footballer. Brilliant play. He could do it on. He didn't have to have 40 disposals to be damaging. He could have 20 and be brilliant. And this goal was one of the great derby goals that we've ever seen in AFL football.
There was never anything left in the tank, was there, with Daniel Kerr?
Yeah. Kano, you've got one?
That was a ripper as well. Yeah, unfortunately, Nat Fyfe not playing today, but we'll go back to 2011. A young Nat Fyfe, a skinny one at that. This is one of the great derby goals. Have a look at him, Bill. He's got the powerful unit we see today on the left. What a goal that was. Unfortunately, he won't be out there today. Yeah. Look at him.
That was unbelievable, Nathan Fyfe. And there's also been some controversial moments, and this one was one of the ugliest that we've ever seen. It was round 20, 2018, and this was Gaff and Fyfe.
Yeah, it was. And that punch you're about to see there from Gaff onto Brayshaw cost him an 8-week tribunal suspension. That season being 2018 took in the grand final win of the Eagles that year. It cost Gaff a premiership, and it was as ugly a moment as we've seen on footy. And it wasn't just the moment itself when it actually happened. It was the quarter and a half that still had to be played of football. And Ross Lyon, on your show on the Wednesday night, Footy Classified, only recently spoke about the tension that was at play in that moment.
The atmosphere, and it was the Eagles supporters and my team's feeling, and me personally, I was really close to going over the edge, really.
What do you mean by going over the edge?
Well, do you instruct your team to go in and even it up? Yes. It was like, if you could, but, I mean, one player's come to me and said, Ross, and I said, mate, you can't do that, you can't do it to your name. So, but if I lose and I say, go ahead, well, next minute, you've got a John Greening moment. It's terrible.
Yeah, would love to know who that player was who wanted to get even with Andrew Gaff on that day.
But, you're sorry, Lordo, but you talk about players who commit acts like that and it's uncharacteristic. That is very uncharacteristic for someone like Andrew Gaff, who's pretty meek and mild, isn't he?
He was a mess on the boundary line with what he had done,
and paid for it and some.
Yeah, and this last grab, just to finish off, Ross Lyon, when asked at a press conference about going ahead in the ledger between Fremantle and the West Coast Eagles.
The all-time head-to-head record with West Coast, you could draw level if you win
this derby? Does that mean anything?
Yeah, it's pretty exciting.
Didn't get much, and for what it's worth, I think West Coast win comfortably this afternoon, TJ.